viewing. The following program is rated GE. It is suitable for general family viewing.
Welcome to another episode of The Realtor with me, Robert Ndung'u. And today we are discussing a topic on affordable housing. And you know why affordable housing? Because of course this is a basic need. And when there's a crisis around it, we need to handle it as it comes. Yes, and here we are, and this is the topic that we are discussing today. We want to understand what is this issue that we have when it comes to affordable housing. Who are the key stakeholders, and what should be done to make sure that we don't have deficit as it stands today. And today I'm joined by some of the developers that we have around who are trying to solve this issue. I'll allow them introduce themselves and of course tell us what they do, who they are, and then we get to know what to carry for us today. Can you start, say hi?
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello, my name is George Mburu, and I'm the CEO of Mizizi Africa Homes Limited, and it's a pleasure.
Wow, welcome, Mr. George.
Thank you.
On my right, I have a lady. Say hi, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Lydia Mwangi, a corporate manager at Finsco Africa Limited, and thank you for having us.
Wow, thank you very much. I want us to discuss this thing and help Kenyans understand what we should do, what should be done, who are these key stakeholders and players in this game, because one of the key basic needs for humanity is shelter. And when we talk about deficit in housing, I think it affects every Kenyan or everybody under the sun. And Mr. George, maybe you can paint us a picture on where we are as Kenyans, or where Kenya is as far as this issue on housing, affordable housing for that matter, is concerned.
Yeah, thank you very much, and you have correctly put very well that affordable housing or shelter is one of the basic needs, because in the basic need we have food, shelter and clothing, and shelter basically means housing. And now when you are talking of affordable housing, we mean, and this is a definition even by the government, this is a house that is has all the water, electricity. It's a habitable house, a house that has space. For example, if you are living a family of 3, at least you have a 2-bedroom. Yeah, and a comfortable place for a family, whereby people are not so squeezed. Like we normally know people, you find a shelter but is hosting 5 people, and it's a single house. A single room. Yeah, so you find that as much as it's affordable to them because maybe they are cost sharing, but it is not very habitable.
Right.
So when you are talking of affordable, there's also that aspect of there's that comfort, and there's the things that come with the home. You are feeling at home. You are not just surviving.
And where are we as Kenyans when it comes to this? Are we yet there? Just in a nutshell.
Yeah, Kenya, there was a statistic that was done, and when it was being done, it was said that there is a deficit of 2 million houses as at that time, and every year there is a deficit of 200,000 units.
Wow.
And that is why the Jubilee government came up with that affordable housing agenda.
Right.
And they were saying by the time they were done with the term, it was from 2017, by 2022, they were planning to have done 500,000.
500, that's 500,000 units.
500,000
Hold
units.
it at that.
Yeah.
Lydia, when you talk about crisis, and you know, when you talk about deficit, and Mr. George is putting it so outrightly, that we've got a deficit of about 2 million. What could be the possible cause of this crisis?
First and foremost, I would believe is, first of all, we have a population growth. The population is really growing, and some people don't have the information that the government is pursuing the affordable housing.
Right.
So we need to air out information on affordable housing so that they know that we have cheaper houses that they can afford and stop living in the slums.
Okay.
Yes.
So, so we talk about the population growth, probably. And do you think also the cost of construction is not an aspect?
It is an aspect, the cost of construction, and it's a major aspect, because we have other modern ways of building these houses.
Right.
Yeah, despite the fact that we have the quarries in place, but we have cheaper ways of building these affordable houses.
Right.
Yes, we have models that most of the countries out there are using that Kenyans have not really absorbed.
Okay.
Yes.
So we should stop perceiving it as a major aspect affecting affordable housing,
Yes.
and hence the crisis.
Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes.
Thank you very much. And what we want to understand through our guest today, we want to know, is it possible to end or to have this crisis of our news and our places? And Mr. George, maybe you can tell us, when you talk about the population, or not the population, but the crisis to up to 2 million, we're talking of 2 million, and the government intending to do 500,000. That's quite a small fraction, not 50%, probably 25%, right? In how long and how practical is it, and are we yet there?
Okay, thank you very much. You will appreciate the fact that when you are talking of deficit,
Yes.
it means this is a problem that has accumulated over a period of time.
Sure.
And when you are talking of a deficit, we are trying to solve a problem that is, we can say, it is historical. And this has been brought by the fact that there has been that, we know a house is a basic need,
Yes.
but nothing is being done, and time lapses over years, years go, year come, year in, year out. So you find this deficit is not something that just came one day.
Right.
This is a problem that has grown over time, slowly, gradually there is that need,
Yes.
it's not being met, and that is why now we are standing at that deficit of 2 million.
Sure.
And therefore we can't also say we are going to solve the problem or the deficit all at once.
Right.
All we need to do is the first thing we have done, we have identified there's a problem.
Yeah.
There's a big deficit in our country of affordable housing. And these are houses, as we are saying, where people can live comfortably. Now we need to ask ourselves, we have identified this is a sickness.
Yes.
The first thing, even when you want to get cured, is to identify there's a problem.
Right.
So we have done that, and the statistics are showing that for sure we have a problem as a country. And the good thing is that we as a country, we are taking the initiative or the steps that like the government is doing, the 500,000 units, that's a good initiative. And actually we are getting an injection or a support from our international friends.
Right.
Like for example, we have already World Bank giving us money through the KMRC.
Yes.
And these are money that are being loaned to individuals that want to have affordable homes at a very reduced interest of 7%.
Yes.
And now some of this information and practicality is now where we need to sit together as stakeholders, government, people who need homes, so that we can try and we have, this is a problem.
Yes.
People are actually trying to help us.
So it's upon all the general public and the affected people to take, or rather to embrace the whole initiative and run with it.
At the end of the day, it's about the customer and about the person who has the need.
Right.
And the people who have the need also need to have that information and disseminate it very well. And we make also our country, we have a problem.
Yes.
You will find that, for example, when somebody wants to do even a small cubicle back at home,
Yes.
you will find even the county will come. What are you doing? You are something.
Right.
So there are some
They are kind of policy based.
some policies that we need to sit down.
Okay.
This is a big problem. This is a cancer.
Yeah.
And when you have identified you have a cancer, and it's a cancer that is already at level 4,
Right.
You need to take it more seriously.
Yes.
And you need to take action very fast.
Yes.
Here we are not talking about prevention. You know, if we are talking
it's
about
already there with us.
it's already here. So we are talking about curing.
Right.
Curing it. So we find maybe a young person who wants to do a house and they have that capability. We even encourage them.
And of course support.
And support them.
Support.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Lydia, this aspect of migration. Every young person, once they're done with their O-levels, and probably they're done with their course, they run into cities. because this crisis that you're handling today mostly is not in our up countries. They are not in the villages. We've got bare land in the villages. We've got, and this is something I believe that the devolution aspect was trying to solve. How is the migration affecting housing? Because I believe someone coming from the village should have it in mind. I have to handle my own housing.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you very much. Now, first of all, I would talk about when they are in school. Let me start from when they are in school, when they're in the universities.
Right.
They are renting out the houses in Nairobi. So what Finsco Africa is doing is giving RTO programs, whereby you rent in those affordable housings, you rent to own it. So when it comes, when you finish your university, you don't have to keep migrating to the rural area, to the urban area. Already you have a house that you can call a home.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So
how exactly is okay, how can we handle the migration, if I would talk it against migration against the supply, the housing supply, leave alone those who can do the house, the rent to own kind of a model?
Okay, so in the rural areas, we have a lot of land. Let us also invest there, because the cost of land is also an issue in the urban areas.
Right.
So let us take advantage of that land that is left bare in the rural areas.
Right.
Yes.
So, two things here, and I believe you have your notes right. We must handle what we have at hand. And Mr. George is putting it so clearly that we already have a cancer with us, that is a crisis in housing. And number two, as it is coming from Lydia, is that we can have models that will help us not only live in this bondage of renting and paying your rent over years. What we have is we can have models that will help us rent to own. And these are some of things that we need to hear. These are some of things that will bring healing into this sector when you talk about crisis in affordable housing. And why we are very categorical to affordability is simply because before we get to other luxurious kind of homes, we have to start from somewhere. And already this somewhere we are talking about has crisis. And Mr. George, maybe you can tell us whether there is hope, whether there is hope to overcome this crisis, maybe in a minute.
Sure. Yeah, thank you very much. And for sure, there's hope, because at the end of the day, we must have hope as a country. Sure. And we are a developing nation as a Kenya. Yeah. And that means we have so much potential. And even outside world is looking to come and tap into what we have. Yes. Already our resources, we have adequate resources. It's only that we need to manage our resources well. We need to come up with the policies that are favorable, right, to make sure that some of these things, they are not prohibitive. Right. You find that you have saved your few shillings. Right. You need to do a house. The moment you start doing it, you will find that, especially before the devolution, the other, they are called defunct counties. Yeah. You are starting to do something, and at times you had somebody standing at the...
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to policies, George. And of course, these are some of the things that we must, by all means, we must. Lydia, in a minute, is there hope? You, from your corner as a developer, is there hope?
Yes, there is hope. Let me look back. Last week, the Kenya Institute of Public Policy, Research and Analysis, they did a research that 6 out of 10 Kenyans can be able to pay rent. Right. So if that is possible, we come up with they can meet the resources. So we come up with affordable housing and make sure they are well settled. Wow. So it is very possible.
Yes, and that's a confirmation that there is a lot of hope at the end of the tunnel. And what we're going to do is analyze this hope and the possible ventures, possible opportunities that Kenyans can have to make sure that they don't have, or they are not affected by this crisis. Affordable housing is what we're discussing today. Keep it here. After the break, we're going to bring you more. Welcome back. This is the Realtor, and today we are discussing affordable housing. How practical it is in Kenya, and who should help us get out of the crisis that we are already in. Back to you, Bwana George. You've talked about cancer. It is a cancerous aspect as we speak. And what I would want you to tell us is how possible is it to get out of this cancer, and whom should we be inviting to this game?
Yeah, thank you very much. And this issue of affordable housing,
right,
and basically shelter,
yeah,
which is something that touches on everybody, is something that all of us, we should be involved. And I want actually to appreciate the government,
right,
for coming up with the affordable housing being one of the big 4 agendas,
sure,
affordable housing. And that is a discussion that now we are having, and this is a discussion that we need to keep on having, and actually educating even everybody, so that
sure,
they get to understand the importance. Because with the housing, there is another aspect that people do not know. When you are having your own home,
right,
you are even having a stable mind. You are able even to look for money to educate your children.
sure.
There are so many other benefits that come with owning a home.
You can call it mental stability.
Yeah,
You're
mental
kind of
stability.
stable.
You are stable mentally. And when you are stable mentally, as somebody, for example, even if it's an employee,
sure,
who is stable mentally, that is somebody who is productive.
right.
So if we get this problem solved, we are also going to solve so many other problems.
Sure.
The issue of food, people will be able now to buy food, because you find currently, because we know the biggest pressure people have is rent.
It's rent.
Somebody would rather not buy food, they first of all pay rent.
Right.
Because you can imagine what can happen in case the landlord decides to lock that house.
There is an addition of metal stuff on your
Yeah,
door. Now, maybe, but George, what is happening? Where do these people? We're talking about. You've told us 2 million units that we have, and on average, you had mentioned if you take a family of 3 or 4, and if we talk about 2 million divided by that 4, we're talking quite a big number of Kenyans. Where are they, and where do they live?
Yeah, you find that that is why the issue of things like slums come in. Issues of people coexisting together. Right. Some like 5 people, you hear they are renting a single house. They just want to sleep. They go to work, come back, sleep, and that's it. Yeah, you find these people are in the slums. Right. Others are living together, and that also brings so many problems, because you can imagine if you are sharing a house and you are at the age of now marrying, it's not even possible to take that extra mile.
So it's good. At least you bring out the crisis so well. And I know you are part of the players that we have around. People are trying to partner with the government to solve this issue of housing crisis. And I'll be requesting you to tell us what you're doing, you as a developer, and what is your call to the government and also to the private sector, so that at least we understand whether the hope you're talking about, how practical is it, and how we're going to have it done right. Lydia, you talked about the statistics and the research that has been done by a government agency, talking about the crisis that we are handling today. You as Finsco Africa, I know you've talked about rent to own kind of a model. Maybe you can tell us what are you considering and who are your target, because out of the 2 million Kenyans that you're talking about, having nowhere to call home, there is a specific line that you're cutting. Who could be your target, and how are you helping them solve this issue?
Thank you very much. Let me go back to the research. They said 6 out of 10 are able to pay rent. My focus is on the 4 that cannot be able to pay rent. You find out that these are people who are living in the slums. They don't have information on affordable housing. They cannot access funds to the government. So my point, I would plead with the government and the private financial institutions to help us educate these people, so that they know that they can access funds through SACCOs, through the government institutions, through the private sectors, and also to be also educated on how to use their pension scheme.
Right.
Yes, because most of them, they think they go buy shares. They didn't know that they can use it to buy property. But
Lydia, is an aspect that has been spoken of as or rather as an expensive way of owning homes, because you developers at times you come and okay, you identify the problem, and this is the essence of business in most business people, with most business people, whereby when you identify a problem, you take advantage of the whole problem. Instead of solving it, you increase, or rather you add salt on that sour wood. So what more or less, because there has been mortgages, which happens to be not for everybody for obvious reasons, because not everyone is at employment. And number two, the off-plan models that most of you developers are using, again, has been said to not be very friendly, and for obvious reason, because of time taken and everything. How are you solving this issue as a developer, whereby we are looking at an urgent issue with Kenyans? How are you solving it to make sure that your target or clients or customers are well taken care of?
Thank you very much. Us as Finsco Africa, what you are doing is, first of all, we are giving a very flexible payment plan, right, whereby we work together with the person who buys the property. We have a deposit that you give out, then the rest it's spread during construction. Right. So you're given good time to raise the money. Again, we have financial institutions that are partnering with us. Actually, we're in talks with several financial institutions that are ready to partner with us, right, because they've seen the need of settling people in our affordable housing. And also, we do joint ventures, right, where we partner with the owners of the land. So the cost of buying the land is reduced. Okay. So the cost of also buying the houses, it is also reduced, right, because we work together with the owners of the land. They are part of our project management. They have seen in case of any problem, they are part of us. Mm-hmm. So we are at a point where we can negotiate on any point. Yeah.
So you'll be telling us more about your partnership with financial institutions, yes, because that's Finsco is partnering with a certain institution, yes, financial institution, yes, a bank somewhere, yes, but both of you are targeting a certain Kenyan somewhere. Sure. What are you doing maybe to make sure that the customer is well informed about your partnership and the benefits therein? Hold them. Mr. George, you've talked about, again, on 2 million. And I know you are out to make sure that you've got, you've got some, you're part of the solution. Tell us, as Mizizi Africa, how many units are you supplying, and what have you done to make sure that that Kenyan is safe in your hands?
Thank you very much. And we, as Mizizi Africa Homes Limited, we are in the forefront as a private developer that is doing affordable housing, right, and that is supporting what the government is doing. Okay. And what the government is doing, you remember there was that issue whereby people are required to channel a certain percentage from their card. There was some law that got it a bit slow, yes, but you find that there's no ready money that we can say that money is just to go into the housing. So that is where we need to involve even the person whose problem we are solving. Right. That person who needs that home and does not have it. Yes. And that is why off-plan, as much as it has been not been so attractive, right, it is actually the only way that we as Kenyans or as a country, and even everywhere, even in the world, right, even if you are sick, you have to present yourself to the hospital. Yeah, you cannot say I'm sick, I'm at home, and the doctor does their thing. Yeah?
So you as part of the solution, yes, maybe in figures, because you give us figures and numbers, you can tell us what you've done so far to help the government agenda. Yeah.
So far, Mizizi is actually a very young company, right, and we have so far delivered 2 projects. And in total, that's around 40-something units we have handed over. And we have on pipeline around more than 200 units that we'll be handing over this year. Yes. Yeah, we have already started, and they are at final stages. Right. Yeah, so we have actually played a very good role in helping the government. Right. And if that can be done by many other developers, yes, we as Mizizi Africa Homes Limited can be taken as a pilot project, and we have done it.
Wow.
Yeah, the units may not be in thousands, but if this is replicated over to other people who maybe had tried and had failed,
yes,
and they come to Mizizi Africa Homes Limited, we give them the remedy on how to succeed.
Right.
Like for example, we Mizizi Africa Homes Limited, we have our core values,
right,
that we call DIDIT.
okay,
That's a acronym, DIDIT. You must be disciplined, determined, must have integrity,
wow,
there must be timeliness in delivery, there must be delivery, and there must be innovation, and the issue of timeliness.
wow.
DIDIT, that is the acronym.
Lydia, tell us, what is this that you're doing to make sure that your people, your clients, or your, you know, the people you're trying to reach out are well informed about your partnerships with the institutions, financial?
Thank you very much. What we're doing is we are passing the information out there. We are partnering with several banks. We're in talks with them. So we're giving our team that information to pass to our people.
Right.
And for those, again, who cannot be able to partner with the institutions, we are giving them a program called Rent to Own, which I will get to that,
right,
if given a chance,
okay,
because it's helping those people who don't have a lot of money to buy a house.
wow.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And I want to appreciate you guys for availing yourself to be with us, and of course inform Kenyans what you need to do and what you are doing to help them get out of this crisis. And thank you very much for tuning and keeping it here, The Realtor. And today, I believe you have been able to get something that affects this journey of home ownership. And now, what something pending, I know we should have the policy makers and the implementers of the same. We are not adding it at this point because today we've just laid the base. We shall come to you with more when it comes to policies, so that when you are doing your thing, you have the capacity to do it. There's no one harassing you, and what should be done to protect any Kenyan who is willing to own a home. Until next time, I've been your host, Robert Ndung'u. Let's keep it The Realtor. God bless you.
We value your feedback. If you would like to send